Hello and welcome back to the Captain's Quadrant. I'm Captain Joe Dove. Joining me this week, as always, my co-host with the most, Jason Roy Gaston. And we have two very special guests to dive into the Star Trek Starships of Discovery. Let's welcome again Stephanie from Trek Long Island, the showrunner, the woman herself, the host of most of that great convention that we will be a part of again this year. And we're super excited to have you aboard and are new to the Captain's Quadrant, but not new to us. It turns out we have met before. Chandler, also from Trek Long Island, and he is from frameraps.com. Hello, guys. Welcome to the Captain's Quadrant.
Thank you for having us. We're so excited.
Of course, I like your intro. Did you get a new intro? Because that's real fancy you got there.
Yes, it's we got a special shout out to the gentleman who did our new song. The intro is done by VHS Jace, who's a master at those things.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he is incredible. He is no joke, and we thank him for that. But I have to give a shout out to our music guy. His name is Synthetic Ensign. So there's a theme there. Yeah, Synthetic Ensign made our new theme, and we're giving him a big shout out. This is going to be for this particular area where we talk about ships, debriefs, and at the movies, because it sounds like a little bit more epic. So there'll be a little bit of changes. And of course, we also have to say hello, thank you, and another big thank you to our first Patreon, Cassie Crawford. Thank you so much for being a Patreon and to the membership of the Captain's Quadrant. We have our wonderful tiers, which are represented by villains for some reason, because, you know, we have fun and everybody else is using the Captain's thing. So let us go into the chat. Say hello to My Figure Universe. Greetings and salutations, sir. Good to see you. My mom. Hi, Mom.
Such a great gal.
Yeah. And of course, John S. Hello and welcome. So we are here to have many. Oh, we got another one. Wes Huntington. Hello. How are you, Wes? Good to see you.
Shut up, Wes. I'm just kidding. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yes.
We just couldn't resist.
We're very happy to see you. It's very, yeah, I get it. All right. So we're talking about Star Trek Discovery ships, and we are going to get into a fray of things. But I wanted to first talk about Trek Long Island. So I'm going to give the floor to you, Stephanie. Give you the whole floor. You can talk all about this.
Well, you got to ask me questions. Help me out. Ask me questions, because I'm bad at just going. Come on, give me stuff.
So no problem. Explain to the folks what Trek Long Island is, where it is, and how they can become a part of this amazing convention.
Ooh, thank you. Trek Long Island is our Star Trek convention on Long Island. Can't say that. It's on May. Wow, I just forgot. May 30th to June 1st. I keep saying last year's dates, so please stop me. May 30th to June 1st, 2025. You can buy your tickets now. Photo ops are ready to be bought also. So you want to get all set up with your ops and your tickets. You can get, we have this year, if you went to the last few years, you'll find that we have parties this year. We have a nice nightlife. It's not like it was last year. Yeah, we got our panels. We got everything that's wonderful like last year, but we got a nightlife. Pretty cool, right? We got the Starship Fabulous dance party that's going on. We're going to be having John Billingsley game show. We're going to help me out, Taylor. I'm forgetting everything, please.
You're having, well, it's not a masquerade, but it's like a cocktail party.
Cocktail
nice hors
party.
d'oeuvres. Keeping it nice and light before we start dancing, because you don't want to eat too much. You just want to drink too much, you know.
And we're going to have our own Lawrence Niels, who's going to be the Vic Fontaine, and he's going to be singing through the dinner or the cocktail party. We'll have the cosplay cabaret come back, and we're going to have comedy at night, not for the children, though. Matthew Jennings on the Friday evening. We're going to be playing some of his work on the main stage, also not for children. And you should all buy your tickets now. But we do have a children's department, though, so don't you worry, at treklongisland.com.
All right. So that information is going to be in the show notes, both on the YouTube that you're watching now later on as I update it, and on the podcast notes. So be sure to click those links. Click. and get your tickets because you're not going to want to miss it. We'll be a part of it. We'll be there. I'll be
Earlier
loud
the
in the
better.
hallway. Yeah, get them.
Buy
Get 'em fast
early.
food. Yes, absolutely.
I gotta say, I had the privilege of coming to Trek Long Island last year, and it just had a different vibe than all the other conventions I've ever been to. It was just everything was so chill and everyone was so friendly. I just remember looking up at one point and there's Melissa Navia just walking through the showroom and everybody was just being so respectful to her and just not swarming her. They were just letting her be. And I just thought, wow, this is not just a TrekCon, this is a community. And so I fell in love with it. I can't wait to come back.
Our first year, we had Evan Evagora just hanging out at the bar, and just everybody was just chilling. Really is really cool.
Yes. I remember running around videographing the first year, and I had a blast. And I'm so glad you guys were able to use that footage because it looked great, and I spent a lot of money on that camera, so I'm happy I was helping. All right, so everybody's here to talk about Starships, and we're talking about the amazing ships of the future. Yes. The year 3000 into Star Trek Discovery. Jason, can you read that?
Following their journey through time into the distant future, the crew of the USS Discovery encounter a whole new generation of starships. The collection will include models of Book's ship, the USS Voyager, NCC 84656-J, and the upgraded USS Discovery, plus previously unreleased ships from the first 2 seasons. Did I just do a commercial?
I think you did. Look, came out nice.
I'll buy it.
Somebody call Eagle Moss. Tell them that they owe me some money.
Yeah, there you go.
They owe a lot of people money, unfortunately. I've given them a lot of mine too. So love them just the same. Love the fan home ships just as much. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
I love those.
I mean, it only makes perfect sense that if you're talking about Discovery, that we talk about the future Discovery, and that's the Discovery A, this beautiful ship. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts about the design and the practicality of it. We'll start with Chandler.
Start with Chandler. I'm just going to say ditto.
The design of especially the future ship, I love the original one. First sight, didn't love it. I'll be honest. After probably about 2 to 3 months, I was like, you know what? It's very 60s. It's very retro. But it's just so much different than everything else that we had seen. Jumping into the future, like my love for the ship just grew even more, especially with integrating the programmable technology that they have for the programmable matter. And then also combining that with the old school tech. It made it almost like the hot rod of the whole fleet. Classic car. I work on cars too. So I enjoy a classic car. I like things that are just built really well. And that was really the vibe with the Discovery, is that it's just built solid. They build it one off. They're like, we're going to build 1, 2 of these. This is how they're going to work. This is how they're going to run. And it was very purpose driven. Whereas I think a lot of Star Trek ships are just very we're going to build 200 of these. And this is what all 200 of these ships do, or they can do. The Discovery was just we're going to jump through space. We're going to split ourselves in half and throw ourselves across the galaxy. And just it was just so different than what I was expecting to. So that's definitely what I like about that ship.
All right. That was awesome. Jason Roy Gaston, of course.
Speaking of the Discovery A, the refit whenever they went into the future, I just remember that first episode whenever they showed her and she had been retrofitted and she was no longer copper, she was the more standard silver. The first words out of my mouth was ooh, because it was like looking at the new Mustangs whenever they came out, the ones that looked kind of like the 60s Mustangs. I really enjoyed that. I liked all of the improvements that they made to the Discovery, with one exception, and I'll get to that last because I like saving the worst for last.
Okay.
I love the way that the ship became silver, first of all. I liked the copper because I thought it was really unique, but there's something about the silver that just looks more futuristic. The detached nacelles, people hated them. I liked them. I liked that technology from the future to us didn't make sense, because everybody is just sitting there saying, why is it detached? It doesn't make any sense. But if you bring a caveman from 20,000 years ago to the 21st century, it would say, why wheel go round? Me not understand. That's stupid. I like whenever things like that happen. I liked how the bottom of her hull was more curved out. I liked the little cutouts in the hull. The only thing, and the Tron lighting.
Mm.
I loved the Tron lighting. I just thought it just made the ship look so neat. But the one thing that they did that I thought was kind of weird, not a deal breaker, I just thought it was weird, was how you had that bit of negative space in the saucer section.
Yeah.
They took out all the spokes.
Oh.
And I just thought, if there's some kind of ship-wide emergency and I have to get from the outer ring to the inner ring, I'm going to have to now run all the way around the saucer section and go up the center spoke. And I know everybody's like, well, what about the transporters that can zip you there? What if they don't work?
Yeah, if they're taking
I mean,
damage from the breen, for sure.
Yeah, whenever the plot demands it, technology will break down. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird that they just kind of took out shortcuts for almost no discernible reason. But other than that, I really like the upgraded ship. I kick myself daily that I did not get it from Eagle Moss, but I was dumb. I was just like, Eagle Moss will be around forever. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I concur. I really dug the design of it. I really loved how the nacelles have that Tron effect, and I really like the triangular base because, like, I grew up in the 80s, and in the 80s we had this weird thing that ended up on Unsolved Mysteries, and that was this triangular ship that was going down the Springbrook Parkway. That's a highway in.
I saw that episode.
Oh, you saw that episode?
Yeah. I loved Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, yeah.
The episode about the bunk bed still gives me nightmares.
Well, my uncle legit saw that, the one that recently passed, and he told me about it, and he said it freaked him out. And then when he saw Star Trek Discovery, he was like, oh my God, that's kind of like the thing. It just needs lights along the side. So it has that like real alien look to it that I really appreciated. And that's my 2 cents on that one. Moving on, we are just going to say, guys in the chat, tell us what you think about these ships as you come along. We're going to have a full section for you in the chat so you can be part of the conversation. Now we are moving on to one of the most unique ships, in my opinion, in this whole fray, and that is the Nog, the Eisenberg class. So we're going to start with Jason this time. What are your thoughts on that ship?
Okay, you know what I like about the Eisenberg class? And it is that it is such a radical departure from the secondary hull, saucer, and nacelle ships that we know about Star Trek. And yet you still look at it and instantaneously you say, that's a Federation starship. Like you just know the second that you see it. I will say it again. I will say this a million times. I like that 31st or 32nd century starships are weird. I love it. They should be weird. They should be wacky. They should be this gigantic leap of technology that we as 21st century cavemen don't understand. And I saw it the first time that I watched the episode, and the Discovery passes by that ship. I saw the words USS Nog. And I thought, they're giving a shout out to Aaron, and I just thought that was special. And then, of course, the ship was the Eisenberg class, and that was just an extra added layer. I just love how they've canonized, even though that Aaron Eisenberg isn't with us anymore, that Nog went on to become somebody great.
Yeah,
as we all knew he would, and
Absolutely.
Now that will never be erased. Not by that. I love the Deep Space Nine documentary, but I was with Aaron whenever he got pissed off whenever they killed off Nog. I was just like, no.
All right, Chandler.
I was always like wondering when we were going to get a vertical ship, at least turn the saucer around sideways, but they really like went all out with the unconventional ship shapes. And that is like what I like most about this ship, because I think it really like defines itself independently from anything else that we've seen. I've also questioned too what the programmable matter, if they even stay in that shape. Like, I think we're seeing a lot of ships in a very peaceful state. You're not seeing a lot of hull armor or anything else, but they're all organic. They're all shape meshable. Like, that ship could connect onto another ship. Like, I really don't think we have any idea what it even like can do or does do. But it looks like a lot of capability. Exactly. Like, you could put them all together. You could put the Angelou class on the front, throw some nacelles from the Credence. It's got.
And I'll form the head.
It's like literally like.
Yes.
But it's cool. It's like it is one of my favorite ships. Also because of the name, but more because of the shape of it. It seems like something people would live on as well.
Stephanie, you have the amazing ability to have connections with a lot of the folks that are in Star Trek. Is Aaron one of the folks that you've met in your time?
I have
Convention?
not, but I met his wife recently, and I would just
Oh,
love to have her at the show. Yeah, she's a very, very nice person, and I would
oh,
love to have her one year. So hopefully she'll give me a call. We'll have her come down.
yeah, that'll be amazing. That'll be amazing. When I first saw this ship, I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I saw it in this particular shot. I think it was a blink and you miss it type of thing. And I was like, oh, it's the Soong, because the Eisenberg is the class. So there's different versions of it flying around in space. And I thought it was awesome. They've got the Tron lights back. They've got the that quintessential Star Trek Enterprise A look with the lights shining down on the name of the ship. And I think it's dope. So I fell in love with it after that point, and I definitely think it's one to talk about and share with your friends, just like our podcast. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I segue sometimes, just so you know.
I'm just wondering, which Soong is it named after?
I was
Because it seems
wondering
like
that too.
every single one of them have been awful people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's name a ship after that one guy who like started that entire colony of androids, and then like this alien god showed up and almost killed the whole universe. Either that, or we could name it after the guy who tried to kill the astronaut that went to Jupiter, or we could name it after that weird geneticist who got everybody killed on that planet with the crystalline entity. I don't know, which Soong should we name them after? How about the guy who tried to resurrect Khan and his group? How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Vulcans love consistency. I think that's what they were going for. Like, they're going to name it after someone who's very consistent. Whole family, exactly the same. Just
there it is.
Awful, dangerous. Don't go near them. You see them on your planet, go the other direction.
I think Eric Soon's like great grandson probably just like hit the age of 17 and is like, I want to be a chef. And everybody goes, yay, name a ship after him.
This ship was named after the Enterprise Q's chef. All right, so we're going to move on.
Bob Soong, who went to chef school and got hit by a bus going across the street. The one Soong that didn't cause a planet-wide emergency.
There you go. We even have a backstory. This was a unique ship, and unfortunately, I couldn't find the name of it, so I'm going to leave that to Jason and Chandler to discuss. This guy.
Oh, that's the Hiawatha class.
Yeah.
Ah. And of course, now that I see it large and blown up, I can actually see that. But
yes.
I'll start with you, Jason. I saw that you had that. So
yes.
Go on.
I love this ship, not only because of certain design elements that I will speak about here in just a minute, but this is the ship that brought us the goddess that is Tig Notaro into Star Trek.
Oh.
This was the ship that she was on that crashed. And so this is what brought Jet Reno to Star Trek. And for that, I will always love it. Now, this is it's one of the same reasons why I like the Olympic class, the ship from All Good Things that had the spherical secondary hull. And it's because I just have this headcanon that medical ships should have a dramatically different look than other Federation ships, so that you can just look at their profile and say, okay, don't shoot it. It's a hospital ship. Plus, if you look at this one, I don't know how well you can see it, but those are all shuttle bays on the side.
Oh. So it's a rescue mission ship.
It's a rescue ship, and I just love the fact that this ship has got a specific duty. It's not a jack of all trades. It's not a Swiss Army knife. This ship goes in to rescue people and save them. And I don't know. I love the way that it's put together, because it could have just been easily just a generic ship for, no other purpose than just say, oh, it's a hospital ship. It looks just like a Constitution class, but it's a hospital ship. But they made something that was a dramatic departure from other ships. And I think she looks really nice. And I don't think enough people give her credit for this. I like ships built for a specific purpose. And for that reason, and of course, Tig Notaro, I love the Hiawatha class.
Now, how come the nacelles were still attached?
How come the what now?
Everything's still attached. It didn't have that split up. Wild.
It's not a 32nd century ship.
Oh, it's not. That's why.
No, well, there was an episode where they did use these in the 32nd century as like alien ships, and because you see them crashing at one point, and as they crash, I'm like, that's a Hiawatha class. What are they trying to pull? I can't remember which one it is, but it's a bunch of ships crashing into a planet at one point after Michael comes and does something. Of course, she can't ever do anything small. But yeah, but she causes there's 3 of them up there together, and they just all crash, and they're all 23rd century ships.
Mm.
Maybe they were repurposed. Maybe they're classics or something. Maybe that's Michael crashing a Model A off a cliff. I don't know.
But that's why it's there.
I guess it could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, Chandler.
I like that ship especially because I feel like it kind of represents the civilian fleet a little bit. And that could also be how we see it in 32nd century. The designs for it could just be in a database. Oh, you need a ship to do that. This is what it does. I love all the shuttle bays on it because I've always had this vision of a medical ship coming in and you're literally pulling people off a shuttle and wheeling them right to the shields into a medical bay. And I think that ship really is the antithesis of that and how that would happen. It's also I feel like it's an engineering vessel too. There's a lot of each on that ship because if you got that many bays, you've got to have people to service all the shuttles, and it feels different and it has a different function and purpose. And that's what I like most about ships, when it's you can tell the person was well, let me just create this. People aren't going to pay attention to it, but this is how I would build a ship if I were going to build one in Star Trek.
I just want to say hello to Aliska Sucha, who was a guest on our show earlier on. I know she's a big Discovery fan. So glad to see you, and we'll jump back into the chat later on. But we want to talk about this ship. One more thing that I thought was really cool about this guy is the remnants of the Reliant that I saw on it, because how it's connected through those pieces reminded me a lot of the ship that Khan wielded to try to destroy and make the demise of Captain Kirk.
You want to know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of a Next Generation Romulan bird of prey.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's almost got that negative space in the.
Oh yeah.
Got that kind of neat look to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks primitive, but it is what I would expect from the time period that Discovery started out from. So I like the ship. This is kind of like the Cerritos before the Cerritos was the Cerritos.
Wow,
that's also a fine lady.
Yes.
Handsome lady.
Handsome lady. I think it's a cool ship. I am now going to take us back to the 32nd century, and one of I think is the coolest ships of the entire fleet at this time, and that is this baby, the Armstrong. I believe that's the ship that the captain in the last season was the commander of, if I'm not mistaken. No, I am mistaken.
No.
Okay, great.
No, Rayner was in command of a Mars class ship.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
That's the one with the missing pieces in the middle, right?
Unfortunately, we never really got a good look at the, I call it the Constitution 4. It used to be the 3, but then Picard came out, so now it's the 4. So we never got a good look at the Constitution 4, which is probably honestly the Constitution 40 by the 3rd.
By that time, yeah. This is the...
But, I like it. There is a channel, I hope I get this right. I can't remember it. There's a channel that created this whole lore for this ship that they were actually exploring outside of the galaxy whenever the burn happened. And there were 3 of them, and they were exploring the Magellanic Clouds, and the burn happened and they lost track. They couldn't contact the Federation. And for some reason, if they couldn't contact the Federation, they were told to stay where they were because some kind of disaster has happened. So those ships literally stayed outside the galaxy for 150, 200 years before they finally went back, and they established all these human colonies out there because that's what they were for. They were for making colonies. And I really like that backstory. I wish we could have seen more of it. I wish I had a model of it. Again, I kind of thought that Eagle Moss would be around forever. Otherwise, I would have gotten one. I don't even know if they managed to get this one out to the people before they went under, but I really like it. In my own head, I kind of think that the 32nd century Enterprise would probably be one of these.
I could see that.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find out in Starfleet Academy. Who knows?
There you go. Chandler, all of you.
I would say my favorite thing about Discovery is how the ships are more a piece of art and a functional piece of art. Even Book Ship was a functional piece of art. This ship, I think is one of the most gorgeous ships they've ever built. It gives you exactly what you expect from Star Trek and that classic silhouette of a frame. But if you look at it, looks like it could be an art museum. If you just look at individual spots, the the struts and how it just kind of curves, and like it's like the bird's nest a little bit in China when they built that for the Olympics. It's just like it's so, and it's huge too. That's the other thing, is it's a very, very large ship. I think it's pushing close to the size of the Enterprise J. I could be wrong, but I think it's kind of pushing towards that size. So when people say it could be outside of the galaxy working for years, like it really could. Like that's its own independent base. I love the way the secondary hull and the engines are attached on this one. It makes it feel like it's more sturdy and like probably like it would be out there a lot longer as well.
There you go. Now that you mentioned art, Stephanie, I believe you have an artist alley at the convention this summer as well. And you speak on that a little bit?
We do. And just so happens that Chandler's partner will be in charge of our artist alley. Do you know how many he's gotten a lot of response about it, but basically you want to do, reach out to, and I'll it's on our Facebook page, but I'll post it again tonight. You're going to reach out to the person who's in charge, and his name is Connor, and he is going to actually, is it fully yet? How far is he? Do you know?
Right now, the art collection is very curated.
Okay.
So the artists that are currently in it will be heavily featured. So if you have a piece of Star Trek art you would like to see up on a wall or a nice podium, whatever we're going to put it on, I would recommend sending some stuff in so he has the opportunity to talk. And also, he's probably going to work with a few pieces as well. So there's an opportunity for collaboration too. If you're like, hey, I don't have a piece currently, but I want to make a piece over the next 2 to 3 months, like please message him too if you have an idea or want to talk to other artists. Like connecting people, I think would be a great way. I would love to see
doing
it.
3 pieces per person, right? For each day of the convention. So each person will send in 3 pieces.
I believe so. Right now, I think we have like 12 to 14 pieces.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's really good. And then we're going to be auctioning them off. A percentage will go to the artist. The other percent will go to a charity that Trek Long Island is representing.
Awesome. So it's going to be jam-packed, so make sure you get your
tickets.
tickets.
Get in there.
It's like an infomercial that I'm doing here.
I'm just going to quickly say that Chandler is all representing Trek Long Island tonight, because I'm not the ship nerd at all. So he's all representing for us. So as you're looking at me like, oh my God, he's it there. He's it. That's it. You know, just...
Yeah, I just try to include you where I can because it's fair.
No, you just do the best you can, but don't worry about that. I'm just listening.
You did a perfect job too, because I literally have on my notes. You need to talk about how the Star Trek Discovery ships are pieces of art. And speaking of art, we also have the artist.
I prepared the segue for you. I did my job. I'm good like that. All right. Well, we're going to segue back into the ships, and this is another heavy one because it was named after one of the cast members that is no longer with us, the USS Mitchell. Very interesting, sleek ship, a very minimalist design. But Chandler, we'll let you go first on this guy. What are your thoughts on this ship?
The ships that look like this kind of confuse me because, from my perspective, that looks like a TV remote, which is okay. It's perfectly okay. All the ships look like they were made by Samsung on top of that. So it's a Samsung TV remote. You push a little button, you don't know which side's the button, but you just touch it and it works. A little like an Apple Magic Mouse. I do like them because of they're just very, very sleek. They don't really have like a defined shape necessarily. It's just more like if you were blocking like something like, I'm just going to like put them in there for samples to hold the space. That's kind of what I feel like they are, just like personally, because they got to build a lot of ships, a lot of money involved in just making those models. So I feel like that was part of it, to be able to give us a variety of ships without spending a lot of money on doing all these textures and cutouts and all the other stuff. So I think it's cool. I think it's important to have those, so that way there's a variety of ships and we're not getting the same thing we got in earlier series where it was like copy and paste. But this one personally is not my favorite, but it's still great. Whoever made it, you did a great job. It looks cool. It real exists. I don't have anything like that going on, so take my word with a grain of salt, you know.
All right, Jason Roy Gaston.
Well, before I begin, I just want to say the backstory for the Constitution 4 that I talked about actually came from a channel called Triangulum Audio Studios. They're a great channel. You should follow them, after you follow us, of course.
Yeah.
They do lore for starships, and it's a great channel. I didn't want anybody to go, you stole that idea. No, I got it from somewhere. I just couldn't remember the name of the channel. Okay, so the Mars class, that's the Mitchell. she's got 4 nacelles. You know, I love me ships with 4 nacelles. I just think
Yep.
they're cool looking. I will say though that the Mars class looks weird from certain angles. Like Chandler said, it kind of looks like a TV remote. Other times, I think it looks like the Agonizer from the Mirror Universe episodes. And other times, it looks like a bottle opener. I mean, it's just
my
kind of
God.
odd looking.
Because of that cutout in the middle, right?
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
there's one great shot, and it was the Mitchell's hero shot. Whenever the Federation headquarters is about to be smashed by a big boulder from the big parsec huge I can't remember what they call it, the DMT or something.
Yeah.
And the boulder is like smashed by phasers, and the Mitchell flies through it. In that shot, she looked really awesome. But it's just from a certain angle. And that's one thing that I think is a great tell that a starship is well designed, is that it looks great from every angle. And that's why I think that the Enterprise A is the best starship ever created ever, because every single angle looks amazing. The Mars class looks good from maybe 1 or 2 angles. The rest of them, it's just weird. And it's not weird in a good way. It's weird like, why was so little effort put into the design of this ship? It's too simple. It's not even simple and mysterious. It's just simple. Like they just spent maybe 3 hours working on the model and said this is good enough.
Ooh,
It's had a fresh shave, you know.
Yeah.
All the details just shaved right off.
Exactly. The ship has not. It's like you just spawned into a level and the background hasn't rendered completely, and you're just waiting for the details to pop up, but they never do.
Wasn't this the ship? Wasn't this the ship that saved the day against the Breen, or tried to stand up against the Breen to defend the outpost in the last season?
The one that Rayner was in command of?
No. It was just the Mitchell that came out and just kind of helped out.
Oh, it probably did.
Yeah,
it probably was. I remember the Mitchell showed up because I just thought if they blow up the Mitchell, I'm going to be really upset, just because Kenneth Mitchell. Don't disrespect Kenneth Mitchell like that.
Yeah.
But it identifies as a hero ship,
Yeah.
I
get really attached to certain ships whenever they're named after people. I loved Kenneth Mitchell. I love this ship. I loved Aaron Eisenberg. I love this ship.
Yeah. Did anybody meet Mr. Mitchell? Kenneth Mitchell? No, man, neither did I, unfortunately. I know a friend of the show, Ernesto. He met him, and he actually hung out with him and danced with him and everything. So he's got a lot of great stories. So that's pretty cool. Before we move into our last 3 ships, let's hear from our friends in the chat. Yes. Our heads won't be exploding this time because our friends are here in the chat. Let's go back to Mr. Wes, and Wes says, haha, Jason, I've heard that one before. And that was because you said shut up, Wes. Trek Long Island ends before my birthday, from John S. Yes,
it starts right before mine, so that's all cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, it just so happens to be right after my mother's birthday, too. So I think you guys might be birthday twins.
Cool. May 27th?
26th. Yeah, pretty close.
Oh, wow. Cool. Very close. All right.
Yeah.
All the cool people are Geminis.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what it is. Will the children be endangered thanks to Alexander and be forced to be saved by Worf in an elaborate recreation?
So.
That'd be really fun. Yes. We're gonna be there. You're gonna buy a ticket? Then yes. Our friend and background actor from Star Trek's Strange New Worlds and, of course, the new Section 31 movie, Damon J. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Have a great show. Live long and prosper. Hot take. I think the Discovery really looked its best in the 32nd century refit.
I'm going to agree. I liked the 23rd century Discovery, but I do think that the glow up in the 32nd century was an improvement.
Oh, wow. So it turns out My Fair Universe is June 3rd as well as John S. So we're going to make sure to have a big old happy birthday. We won't be having a show that day because we'll be at the convention, but we'll throw up something for sure. I remember we actually did a video for your birthday that one year, but this is a good one. The USS Nog is one of my all-time favorite designs. I love how it gives a battleship feel, Like if it was in the water, it would look like a Navy vessel going into battle. That is a good
It
point.
looks like it's got a rudder and everything. I never thought of it
Yeah.
that way. Oh,
Same.
yeah.
That's
Nice
very
catch.
cool. I mean,
Nice catch.
that's a great catch, especially in this light. That really does look like
it's got pontoons too. Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh my
look at
goodness.
that. Yeah. Great.
The love nog. Soon we'll be
The love
taking
nog.
another run.
Yes.
So I guess you just dip it and see if it works. You know, if it floats, it's
yeah. Let's
good to
put it in
go.
the water. What happens?
If you lose the whole
on.
ship, it just it'll get crushed in the planet eventually.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The water, space, same type of pressure, right? Knowing my luck as a captain in that series, I'd be stuck as the foot.
Ha!
Alaska says
Hello.
hello again. Good to see you. The song is almost a Starship version of the comm badges with the first image of it. Yeah, I can see that.
Kind of does look like the Delta symbol. And I like that.
Yeah, that's probably on purpose. My Figure Universe says song perhaps is named after the one that went with Wesley Cressler to become a traveler. Maybe she did some great things. Ooh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, because she was like
named
the
after
clone.
the one Soong that disappeared without a trace and no one ever heard from her again. The one Soong that caused no problems after that point.
There it is. All right, that's what it is. She was not a chef. Shauna says the Hiawatha class is a streamline in comparison to the Constitution.
The Constitution is superior, even though it did not bring us Jet Reno.
Yeah. My Figure Universe says anyone knows me that knows I'm a fan of the Neil Armstrong, so I truly appreciate a ship named after the man. Interesting.
How do we know it's not named after Louis Armstrong, though?
Or
He's
Ted
great,
Armstrong,
too.
my accountant. No.
Maybe Riker named the ships because he would have done it.
Oh,
We're gonna name this one the Armstrong. Oh, Neil Armstrong. Yeah, Neil Armstrong.
Yeah. All right, so then we got a question for Stephanie. Of the ships that has been shown so far, which one has been your favorite?
It's got to be the Nog. I'm sorry, and it's only sentimental. It's really just only sentimental.
That's cool. That's cool. Another question for you.
The only reason you need.
Yeah, Stephanie, would you like to touch on the layout of Trek Long Island this year in relation to how many floors the event will be held on?
Well, you'll like this a lot better because last year was a real pain in the neck because the elevators were a real pain in the neck. So I'm keeping everything having to do with the guests on the bottom floor. So you get your autographs, you can walk right to the photo studio, everything's right there. The only things that are going to be on the second floor are the panel rooms, because I have nowhere else to put them, and the parties. Everything else is going to be on the main floor now. Make it a little easier for y'all.
There you go. There you go. Brilliant. And of course, seeing the Mitchell was so emotional. It was a hero of the day in season 4. Yeah, I was right. It blocked, and it did not give us a missed opportunity. I figured we were here. I might as well.
It doesn't work whenever you do it that way. Now it just looks dumb.
No, it worked. It was not a missed opportunity.
You wrecked it.
Stop it. Get some help.
You're telling me
that was good. That was good. See, now that I know it's back, it's game on.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so the debrief and some of the other stuff, we'll have a lot of these fun ones. All right, let us continue our journey. We have 3 more ships, and then we have an announcement from our folks here at the Trek Long Island team, and let us go into the Voyager J. Da-da-da. The Voyager J. Chandler, let's hear from you. What are your thoughts on this beautiful ship?
This one's another one of those ones that's kind of like they shaved it instead of like giving all the extra texture. I like the Voyager J better once again because it's kind of got that more attached look with it. It does still look like a TV remote, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. It's a good looking ship. I'm kind of curious as what the inside looks like. That's where my mind goes with that automatically. Like, is there a holographic Neelix on board? Do they have a slightly temperamental chief engineer? Is the doctor just full of himself? Like that? Honestly, never mind. Excuse me. That's a given. The doctor's always full of themselves. But I I think it's definitely a cool ship. I love to see the Voyager in the future like that. And what I like most about it is that it's kind of still the same ship. Like it's not any bigger, it's not any smaller. It's just kind of like this is exactly what it does, and they always just continued it because like we've seen the A, the B now with the 2 new series. So it's kind of like it's just always there because of how well they did. So it's really a testament to the original crew that they're just going to keep building the ship. It's like the new Excelsior class kind of.
Yeah. It has a long life, longevity. Jason Roy Gaston.
This was another like fist in the air moments whenever Discovery ended up at Federation headquarters and they passed the Voyager J. I was just like, oh, they're actually acknowledging the other Star Trek series. Yay! I will say it's another one of those things where it feels like a model where the textures aren't loading. I like it, but I just feel like it could have been done so much better. Or they could have done something a little bit different from the design. Now, I get that they wanted to make a design that was evocative of Voyager, so everybody could say, okay, yeah, that is Voyager J right there. But I don't know. I almost feel like some of these 32nd century models were rushed. They were trying to get them out. They had a deadline, and so that they just weren't as detailed as they could have been. As I said, though, I think she's lovely, even though I do think that she looks like a bottle opener as well. If you take a look at it, you just seriously put the picture back up. Let me show you. Right there at the butt end of the ship. That's where the bottle
yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. Dang.
Yeah, I just kind of wish they'd done something a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more in depth with it. I do, just from looking at her windows, though, I think she's significantly larger than Discovery, though. Or not Discovery, than the first Voyager.
Original. Yeah,
the original Voyager. And I don't know. I would love to see what the inside of a 32nd century starship looks like. In my brain, Robert Picardo is the emergency command hologram, is the captain, and the helmsman and the ops officer.
It's all him.
It's all Robert Picardo.
It's all Robert Picardo.
The one crewman who got transferred on board who used to play Arium, she walks in, it's like Robert Picardo everywhere. She's like, Kess, here, put this on. My name's not Kess. Your name is Kess now. Go over there. Go over there. Don't say anything. Just look cute.
I'm glad we talked about the Voyager. One of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that we had this ship is obviously the 30th anniversary, but we had the utmost amazing experience interviewing Neelix, aka Ethan Phillips himself, last year at Trek Long Island. You can watch that video. I'm going to link it somewhere when this comes out normally. Oh, well, that's right. Well, two of us did. One who's no longer with us.
No. I was in a car trying to get to you.
Yes.
Saying stall, and no, we couldn't stall. You had to go on without me.
Show must go on, my friend.
But I know it must go on. But
it came out really great.
Ethan could have waited 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. If it took me to go
an hour and 20 minutes later. Yeah. But this year, Jason Roy Gaston will be there in person. So make sure you buy tickets, go and meet Jason. He's a fantastic individual. And you may know him from TikTok, his many fabulous TikToks and his very popular YouTube channel. So this is your opportunity to go and hang out with him. Me, yes, Teddy will be with us again, and Teddy's handler will also be there. So you guys can go ahead and see him. He's going to be nice to you because you're not spending the night at my place. You don't have to worry about that.
Dog is the devil.
You don't have to worry about Teddy, okay? It's all good.
Anybody who is within biting distance has to worry about Teddy.
You won't have to worry about Teddy. As long as you're not in my place, there's nothing to worry about. All right. Now, we are in our last two ships, and we are going to look at one of the ones that I thought was extremely interesting and played a very pivotal role in the last 3 seasons, and that is Bookship. Yes, Bookship.
What?
Now, you told me there's actually a name to the ship, or was it?
It's according to Eagle Moss, it's called the Nautilus. I don't think it was ever said in dialogue, though, so I don't know if that's official, but Eagle Moss says it's the Nautilus. I think everybody's just like, what's the name of your ship? Nautilus. It's terrible. It's Bookship. Bookship. Come in, Bookship. Calling my ship. Right. Why are they saying bullshit? What's going on?
So what do you think about
They should have just called it The Grudge. I think that would have
The Grudge would have been. or La Grange, something French. That'd be kind of cool.
The Queen Grudge.
Queen Grudge. What did you think of this ship?
Oh, is it my turn? Okay.
Yes.
I liked it. I liked that it was like half starship, half transformer, because it was always dynamic and moving. And this is aside from Discovery, which it doesn't really count. It's the 32nd century starship we actually got to see the interior of. And I liked that it was almost like an RV in many ways, because it felt like a home. It felt like, this is where Book lives. This is where the cat likes to be. This is Book's safe space. And, we saw it that way a couple of times, that, he would go in there to just kind of hide out and deal with things. I liked that it was a different environment than Discovery, that they had like wood paneling in some places, but at the same time, you had those little touches that let you know that you were in the 32nd century, like the console was floating. It wasn't attached to the floor. It was just floating there. And I just really enjoyed that. I was very sad when it went boom in the finale. I was very sad to see that ship go, but the show was over. So I guess, if they had gotten another season, they might have rebuilt it or been like, yes, there's a little bit of programmable matter. Let me put a drop on the floor. Boom. Oh, look, it's back. I mean, you probably have that technology there.
Yeah.
What would have been really, really terrible is if, they rescue Book and what's his face there at the end. And oh, I'm so happy you're back. Yes, I'm glad that you beamed all three of us back. Three, me, this guy, and Grudge. I thought Grudge was here. No, I took Grudge with me. I have some bad news for you then. Meanwhile, man. Grudge is out there with 10C. She has become their queen. She's so gigantic. She's beautiful.
Yeah. Chandler.
But yeah, I like the ship. I thought it was really cool.
This
is why they don't let me write for Trek.
I think it's definitely probably the coolest ship that we've seen in Star Trek, only because there were two specific scenes in the whole series that were just out of this world. When Burnham jumped out of the ship and they had all the shuttles flying around her, when they went into the future, that was the time where I'm like, they're actually outdoing themselves. I don't think science fiction actually touched anything like that to that level as the animation and the CGI. It didn't seem overdone. The same thing with Book ship. All those ships that we just complained about, I'm going to go check after this, because I really feel like all those ships happened in the same season when we're seeing this thing spin around like a Swiss Army knife, changing orientation. They put so much time, energy, and effort into making that ship and the animation around it to be able to do all the contorting that it did, that I think it's why we see these very smooth ships in the rest of the series. Because as somebody just like what I was talking before with what we're talking about later, when you want to render something, certain things take just hours on that, just to do a very basic 3D rendering of something that's not that big, under a gigabyte. It takes 4 to 6 hours. So that ship is terabytes and terabytes of data to do that whole animated sequence. So I think they spent a lot of their time, energy, and resources on that ship, and I think it was an absolutely phenomenal way to do it. And it made it almost like the Millennium Falcon kind of Star Trek Discovery. And the other thing I love too, when you said RV, it's kind of cool that he parked his RV in his girlfriend's garage and just kind of flew around, and she's just parking in the back, babe. You can come stay on the ship if you want. If you get in my hair, they'll go back to the ship.
Oh my God, that's so fitting. I definitely love this ship.
Wait, I got something I want to say this time. And talking about Book, we have guest Elena Watko. She played the librarian in Discovery, coming to the show. Just adding that in there. Book,
Yeah, Book. Yes. It's funny because I was going to say Book was actually one of your first guests in Trek Long Island 1, and I have a picture somewhere, and he asked me, do you want Queen with us in the photo? And I was like, what? And he had a stuffed animal of Grudge with him, which I loved. It's oh, bring her in. So the picture he and I is, I'll post it on our socials, which
I melted when he hugged me, and I still haven't grown back. I'm just about a half an inch shorter when he hugged me. Oh my goodness. Right? Really? David Ajala.
Yeah, David Ajala is amazing. And one of the other cool moments from that first convention is I actually knew it was his birthday, and I wished him a happy birthday, and the entire audience in the big panel room sang happy birthday to him, and he like kind of was like shocked. So
he loved it. He had so much fun.
Yeah, so many wonderful experiences. You got to get your tickets and get your photo ops because that was amazing. All right, we are down to our final ship, and then we're going to have the fun announcement. So let us jump on this last ship. And I thought it was one of the most unique ships, so we definitely had to put it in the run here, the USS Anon. Very interesting ship, very minimalist. I'd love to hear Chandler talk about this particular ship.
I saw they described it. I was actually watching a video on this ship specifically. It's supposed to be like diamond ring minus the jewel.
Wow.
I think it's super cool because like that kind of feels more like the initial concept with the Discovery, minus the dangerous, unnecessary center saucer with no escape ports. But it's I'm not exactly. I don't even know what it does. Like that was the one thing about some of the ships too, is when you look at it, they're just so advanced that you have no clue what this thing is, what the purpose is. I don't even know what to say about it. It's so different than everything else. But I really feel like they made the right decision branching out from the traditional hull shapes. And this one is very much a combination of that with like either the unihull or the detached nacelles. This one doesn't have the detached nacelles, but it's all one seamless thing that all meshes into the other. And I think that's what is cool about it, is that it's the same type of design we're used to, but it's not. It represents what they have in the future while simultaneously kind of keeping us guessing. And who even knows where the bridge is? That's my next like, where's the bridge?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like
where's the bridge?
Yeah. I'm assuming it's in that middle section in the front, like where the two cutouts are, but I could be wrong.
What if they like have little cell phones and they just do a poll? Like, should we go left or right?
Yeah.
Let's put it up to the crew.
Awfully Borg of them.
Yeah, right. Jason.
So this is a Saturn class because it's a ring.
Oh.
Yeah.
Clever.
Our the channel that I mentioned, Triangulum Audio Studios, did a bit of lore on this ship and said that it is a science class ship and that it's got some very powerful sensors, but to use them to their full peak, they have to completely surround something. And so that's why they have a big ring with an empty space in the middle. Because every time they need to scan something, they just kind of settle on top of it and scan it from all angles. And I guess it tells them, everything they need to know: radiation levels, life, thoughts, dreams, what color of underwear they're wearing, and everything like that. I don't know if I completely buy that one, because to me that just seems awfully inefficient. But what is it used for? I have no idea, but it's weird and I like it. And you can look at it and you can say, yes, that's a Federation starship. I think that's another downside to the Mars class, is that whenever you look at it, you're just thinking, is that a Romulan ship? What is that? But yeah, the Saturn class looks like a Federation starship and I like it. And it's different. It's weird. It's just cool. It's just really cool. It's not the weirdest ship that they've made, though.
I think it is. It's extremely jarring, I think, to have like no deflector dish, none of the little pieces that we're so used to throughout the ages of Star Trek. And it has those side lights that I think are really cool. And it happens to be something that I really dug. So I love it because it's so different to me. And now that you mentioned that it looks like an engagement ring, that's kind of stuck in my head now. So I'm like, engagement ring.
That's whenever they have all the starships form Voltron, they just take the Saturn class and go, whoop.
We're going to see a lot of people get engaged with rings that look just like that soon.
Yeah.
No engage.
If you collect 5, you become all powerful.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, as promised, we have some exciting news from Trek Long Island. We have a contest. You guys have the floor. I'm assuming Chandler is going to speak on this, or is it Stephanie?
I'll take the floor. So,
all right, you take the floor.
One of the big things, this is actually like a little project that I just did, but one of the important things, especially for me, is I love to mesh things together that I love and take the things in my life that I'm not passionate about and inject it with passion. That's how I ended up with Stephanie. because I really want to see a world that represents the Star Trek that we love. I don't believe that we will get to it passively. We're going to have to push for this. But one way that you know that you're not fighting alone is when you see something that identifies other Trekkies out in the wild. You're driving along, you just know when you see this, okay, there's a Trekkie right there. I'm not alone, and there's hope. So I have started working on what I'm calling like a Trek wrap, loosely. And the first one that I'm going to be presenting and also giving away will be a vehicle customization sticker package of the USS the shuttle Galileo 2 from the original series. There's the back of it. There's the side. So all the different little wraps that I'll be doing all will have engines on them. We'll have all the different stripings from the ship. Some of them will even have like more details. The shuttle's really easy to do because it's just very straightforward. But I'll be transforming Stephanie's Jeep into the Galileo 2. And I will also be offering that to one of the people who buys tickets. Everyone that buys a ticket, we will be giving you a little raffle thing as you walk in the door. Every ticket for a party, photo ops, anything you spend money on, we're going to give you a ticket. You can keep the ticket for yourself. You can give it to your friends. But at the convention, I will be doing that or giving it to you. If you need someone to install it, that's something that we will figure out as well. Like if you're like, hey, I came from California, my car's on the West Coast. I have resources and contacts all over the country. It won't be hard for me to get someone to stick this on your car. It's going to take them like 2 hours with a good wash, obviously. But I really want to really combine the world of Star Trek into practical things. The other plan as well is as this little company that I'm building takes off, we will be partnering with a wonderful charity called Library for the Kind. I personally did not read until I was 8 years old. I'm on the autism spectrum. I spent a lot of time in special needs school. I am a product of an incredible amount of love from a lot of people who were dedicated long before most of my teachers didn't even know what type of degree they were getting when they got it. They were just like, well, there's this thing called special education and you can help kids. And I really want to be able to do things that help other people. Every sticker package, $150 of it will be going to the charity as a donation with that. And if you decide you want a full wrap, which is something on my personal truck, you will be seeing sitting outside the convention center, along with Stephanie's car and the Borg maybe making an appearance. You'll see some really cool things. If you spend the money to have your entire car transformed every square inch, $500 of that will be going to the charity. Our initial goal for the first few years is to try to find 12 people across the country who want this. And if we can find 12 people who want this, that'll put $5,000 into the hands of the charity, which will allow things like books and bookshelves to be bought. So that way areas where you're going to have kids who won't have access to certain things like, hey, this is who I am. I'm autistic, or I have really bushy hair and no one around me understands my hair, but my hair is beautiful. Books like that, it's important for everyone to see themselves in a book, and especially for children. Like if I did not see myself in a book or see a world that would represent my ideals in books, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I also wouldn't be that without Star Trek either, because before I could read, I certainly understood Star Trek Voyager, and I understood what they were doing and the world that they were living in and creating for themselves, even out in nowhere. That's kind of what I want to do. Like we are out in the middle of nowhere in a very unforgiving environment, and we have the determined to create beauty in this world. And I hope that through the Trek wraps, I'll be able to do that. If you have any suggestions or ideas, I'm always happy to hear them. I would love to talk more. I'm very passionate about this. I would love to find more people who are passionate, but I appreciate the time and you guys having us on to talk about some ships and your involvement in Trek Long Island. I've just heard so many wonderful things about you guys from all the people who've been, because I've never been. I just wanted to go last year, and this year I was like, oh, I'm going to be part of this. But everyone said really great things about Captain's Quadrant, and
nice.
That was the number one.
Who are they? I want names.
Everyone is like,
subscribe.
The podcasters make it better because you guys are fans. But even just in this environment tonight, you guys are very inclusive. You want to hear everyone's opinion. It's not about tearing anyone down. There's not a sense of arrogance or trying to put yourself first. And I think that's important for our community of seeing a bunch of podcasters come together and build each other up. Like that's super important. I think that's what Trek on Long Island really brings to the table, is just trying to grab as many people as we can, bring them into a good environment and let them grow. And I think you guys have all done that. I would say that other podcasts I've seen that come, it's just been that continued growth. And I'm super excited for your panels this year and to see what you guys delve into. And I'm sure your fans will be too. And you'll have a great opportunity and center stage when you guys get to Trek Long Island.
Awesome. Wow. Well, I'm
the best. I know. I'm like little tears, Chandler. I'm tearing up.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing your passion and your life experiences with us. That's amazing. I'm so looking forward to seeing you in person, and as is Jason. And we are so excited to be a part of this fantastic, magnificent convention this summer in Long Island. We're gonna say hello to a couple more people before we throw to a very special ending. If you guys are listening for the first time, please give us a rating if you're on Spotify or Apple iTunes, wherever you listen to your other podcast. If you are a Patreon member, you're getting the audio version only before everybody else. So consider yourself lucky. So congratulations to Cassie Crawford, who's going to be enjoying that special new perk in her life. All right. Now, let us go back. You mean the guy who has got the Power Stone was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie? That yeah, it does kind of look like that. Yes. The Stargate ship. Yeah, that does kind of look like, Stargate. Yes, definitely felt some Egyptian design with that one. Very cool. My Figure Universe and Jonas are just blowing it up tonight. We love them, and we're so glad you guys are here with us today. Go ahead, Jason. It looks like you really want to.
Okay. So My Figure Universe says, I'm legitimately surprised you didn't touch on the ship that has all the vegetation and the dome on top of it. That was the one whenever I said that's not the weirdest ship that they have. I was talking about that one. It's called the Angelou class. And that's the one that has the literal rainforest inside the donut, and all the windows are holograms and everything. I wanted to know more about that so much. What are you doing? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there it is. You see the big silver donut. Yeah, that's the Angelou class. I don't know. I just want to know more about it. And they just literally showed it once, and that was it. And Tilly has that is a rainforest in space, and everybody laughs. And I'm like, yes, show me more about the rainforest in space. That's what I want. That's one of the spinoff, the rainforest in space.
Starfleet Academy 5, Rainforest in Space. That is one of the ships that I was trying to get a good image of, and I couldn't. Everything got super pixelated. They
only showed it once. That was it.
Yeah. It was like a triple. It was like,
what you guys aren't seeing right now too is like literally every square inch of my house is covered in tropical plants. Like there's tropical plants.
Oh,
here.
Nice.
There's a second room. There's downstairs. There's my office at work. So I thought that was the coolest. That one, for sure. Just don't lose inertial dampeners or stop too fast because everyone's going to
drop. Don't scan me at 4:30 p.m. That's Groundkeeper Willis time. We've got Leah Morgan, who's my co-host on the new Shedding Light Ghosts podcast that we have over on To Be Seen. I wonder what the purpose of that design. What is the purpose of that one? I'm sure that's the ring one. Terraforming specialty ship. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I kind of like the idea that they said in Star Trek Strange New Worlds that the reason why Starbase 1 has those big domes with the vegetation on is because during the Klingon War, they thought that Earth was going to be decimated, so they basically took entire biospheres up into orbit to save them. And I don't know, maybe that's after the burn. Maybe they thought planets would start blowing up next, so they invented the Angelou class and took the rainforest up there. I don't know.
Yeah, could be a ton of stuff. Or Specimen Collection type science vessel. That's from John Ez. And then
little paper cups you get at the doctor's office.
Yeah. Yes. My Figure Universe is very cool. I love this, and that's referring to what you just shared there, Chandler. IDIC.
Infinite diversity and infinite combinations, Joe.
Yeah, I'm terrible with those things. I'm glad you got that. Thank you, Jason. That's why you're the co-host with the most. It says, I just might be making an appearance, provided work doesn't prevent it. And Chandler, what are you doing is absolutely amazing. My 9-year-old son is on the spectrum. So look at that. We're opening up a whole world.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Ty Trekker is his name on TikTok. If you're not following him, please give him a follow. I'm pretty sure, Jason, you two know each other. I'm sure. I think we're in a group chat.
think so.
Yeah,
I
great
think I
guy,
follow
great
him.
guy.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I have one last thing to share. And I want to just, before we do that, say a special thank you to both Chandler and Stephanie. Thank you guys so much. Again, make sure that you guys go and buy tickets. You see, there's so many wonderful things going on. There's so many wonderful people going to be there. You're going to get a chance to meet Jason in person. You're going to meet all the stars of Star Trek that are going to be featured this year. And I am going to have a moment where I'm going to be very hard to speak because you got John Noble and Andrew Robinson. And I just want to make sure I don't chew my words. So I'm going to, practice my moments so I don't end up like I was with talking with Brent Spiner. So I'm going to make sure I don't do that.
I'm going to keep calling him Walter. I'm just going to keep calling him Walter. John Noble. I know I am.
So it's going to be so much fun. And the last thing I wanted to say is we are going to spin a wheel because we're going to dictate what we're doing next week. And we are going to spin the Wheel of Agony. All right. Worf ready. We're going to find out what we're going to Daddy Worf. We're going to find out what we're talking about next week. We've got some of the green episodes are the episodes that I think are well liked, except by me, which is the Inner Light. Not a fan of that one, but we have some rough ones.
Hey, but you're wrong though.
Yeah, that's all your perspective, all perspective. So we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to find out what we're going to watch. We're going to have our friends from the Undiscovered Pod joining us next week. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So let us spin. Yes, we made this very simple. Whatever it lands on is what we're going to be watching. And we are going to watch Hatchery. And that says the Inner Light.
So, oh my gosh, you screwed it up. How did you screw it up, Joe?
Yay! It's Hatchery. I don't know if you remember that one, but
the Star Trek Enterprise episode. I don't remember the exact plot. Unfortunately, I won't be here.
Yes, it's right.
During the next episode, I will be off away. It is my spring break, and I'm going to go break some springs. So,
all right. So next week I'm going to be joined by the host of the Undiscovered Pod, and we're going to be talking about the Hatchery. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Hatchery.
Please give us a like. Yeah, that's gonna be an episode. Thank you guys from Trek Long Island for joining us, and this is going to be an amazing event. We're so excited about the car wrap. It's going to be so dope. So make sure you guys get your tickets and your photo op tickets. Visit their website and be sure to join us in person in Trek Long Island. Until next time, bye.